Please be seated. To God be the glory. We have yet another opportunity provided by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to undertake a major venture that will add value to lives and turn Abuja, capital city, into a modern city that will be rated amongst the best, not just in Africa, but globally. So let me start by further recognizing the chairman of the Senate Committee on FCT, the distinguished Senator Bomai, and then further recognize the chairman of the Senate Committee on Area Councils of the FCT and Ancillary Matters, who are just nicknamed the Minister of FCT, Antibiotics. Talking about distinguished Senator Jimmy Kuta. Yes, antibiotics that came to cure the disease of underdevelopment of the FCT and neglect of major infrastructures. Of course, we have a lot of senators with us. Distinguished Senator Mustafa Saliu, who is also the Vice Chairman of the Area Council of the FCT and also Chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture and Food Production. We have a lot of other senators who accompanied us here today. And without mentioning all, let me specially recognize the 3 senators from Rivers State of Nigeria who are here to solidarize with their son, who is doing what he knows how to do best, and also support their leader, the Senate President. So distinguished Senator Mbigi, distinguished Senator Banigo, and of course, my other colleague, who is also here. 3 of you are highly recognized. The chairman of the Senate Committee on FCT, you came with your brother, the chairman of the House Committee, himself, Betera, who was able to give very wonderful advice, and also the other chairman. So without going too much into protocol, the Honourable Minister of the FCT, I don't want to add another name, but let me say the antibiotics of the FCT, curing decayed infrastructure. The Minister of State, my sister Miriam Mahmoud, we are delighted that you are here represented. The former Chief Whip, Minority Whip actually, of the Senate, Senator Aduda, the former Deputy Speaker, my brother Awuche, of course, very many senators who are not serving but not yet retired, who are still eyeing the Senate. Senator Mao, I've seen all of you, but let me jump you and recognize my own chairman of the APC, the largest political party in Africa, and who is who is actually chairman of the South-South, and also the national vice chairman. My brother Giadom, I've seen you and many others in your numbers. Then, of course, the area council chairman of the FCT, and then the mandate secretaries of FCT, particularly the mandate secretary in charge of transportation, and all other officials of government of the FCT, the area council, the head of service, and of course the chairman of the FCT Civil Service, and former chairman of the Bureau of Public Procurement, a very intelligent man. I've seen that Mr. Project is assembling the best team to work for the FCT, and there's no way we will not have results. I congratulate all of you for what you are doing. The permanent secretaries in the FCT. Initially, I think before you used to have one permanent secretary, but now you have many, courtesy of Mr. Project. I congratulate you. Then our traditional fathers who are going to be beneficiaries of what we are doing here, I salute all of you. And then the residents of the FCT, the managing director of the company that is going to handle this project, the Planet Projects, Biodun, Onanowa, whatever the name is, you are the managing director. The major thing is that you know what you are doing. I listened to you and I was very impressed. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm delighted to be invited to be here to undertake a venture, an endeavor that connects with the FCT. The FCT belongs to all Nigerians. It also belongs to all Africans and the world over. The FCT is actually an international arena that should be beautified, that should have the international coloration. But unfortunately, before the advent of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, people were wondering whether we actually had a capital city, considering the fact that if you go to Akpabio State and you see the roads, the airport, and then you go to River State and you see what Mr. Project had done, and then you go to Katsina and other states of the Federation, including Kano, Kaduna, and all that, you will start wondering why FCT was neglected. But I don't think FCT was neglected. I think the problem was that there was no vision. There was no vision. That's the way I see it. Because if somebody recognized the fact that this is where all the ambassadors of various countries will come, this is where all the heads of states will come, then there would have been need to complete most of the arterial routes and even the main road that leads us from the airport. I want to say congratulations. Let me even mention one that continues to shock me. Each time I pass through that Asokoro flyover, that when you are coming in from the police headquarters and you are trying to go into Asokoro, I always shout on my people. I said, we are going to Asokoro. Where are you going to? They said, sir, it is Asokoro. I said, but you are passing through this flyover. And they said, Your Excellency, have you forgotten that Mr. Project is now the Minister of FCT? So, my brother, yes, Wike, that is another wonder. That place has changed the landscape of Abuja. And they are doing so. Even today, I entered Nelson Mandela as I was coming here. Just a main street in Asokoro. Go and see what we have done there. Completely transformed. So, we are not just thinking of roads all around. You are now coming to look at the masses and their comfort. I drove with Mr. President on the metro line earlier in the year, and I was amazed. I'm happy that Mr. President decided on the spot to give free ride to people traversing all those villages to the airport to and fro from now until December 31st. Free. And we are now confirming that over 4,000 people are being carried on a daily basis. I think this on its own is a major palliative awaiting the minimum wage that we are discussing. So can I say congratulations to you and the President. So a lot of people will say things. I saw one of the legislators on television talking about you and mentioning the fact that she was not carried along. Well, she's a member of the Senate. Once the decision is taken, she is bound by the decision. So please ignore every distraction and then be rest assured that no matter what you do, not everybody will praise you. No matter what you do, others will still try to find faults. Some were saying, why roads alone? But look at where we are now. We are now about to flag off a major infrastructure that will touch the lives of people from Karo, Nyanya, and others. And this bus terminal you are talking about, I've looked at the pictures. I saw where they are going to be seated waiting for their bus to be called. And it's almost as if they are inside a major terminal at the airport. This is, for me, another major wonder of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. This is the way to cater for a city of this nature. This is a way to take care of the people of the area councils and also the FCT residents and visitors alike. So, I believe that you are a square peg in a square hole. And I must thank the President for having the eyes to pinpoint those who can perform and bring in them. He did this in Lagos, and today Lagos is one of the best, one of the largest economies in the whole of Africa when we are talking about cities. I have no doubt that by the time this President is through with his tenure in this country, 7 years from today, many people will not recognize FCT. They will not recognize Nigeria again. So all I can say is let us continue to pray for him and be hopeful that the challenges that you see today, tomorrow you will see them no more. So Mr. Project, the development of this bus terminal is more than just a construction project. It is a testament to the good works and commitment of you and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I can tell you that your efforts to modernize Abuja and bring progress to the downtrodden, this is one of those realizations. The terminal will serve as a vital hub that will facilitate the efficient movement of people, serve as a vital hub that will ensure traffic decongestion and also improve the overall quality of life for residents and visitors alike. Yes, you mentioned something about one chance. Even people that make phone calls and call Bolt, some of the Bolt drivers are not really, they just hack people's phone numbers, and by the time you get in, you realize that that is the end. The next thing, your family will start getting phone calls for ransom. So this will stop all those nonsense. And we have discussed the fact that, yes, if you hand this over to just normal people, how do you call it? Is it the NURT or something? Nigerian Union of Road Transport to run. This will go down. And it will just become a habitat for criminals. So let it be privately run, but please let it be also affordable. So all you do is to supervise it to ensure that it is affordable. So the Kubo bus terminal, designed to be a state-of-the-art facility that can compete with any in Africa, equipped with modern amenities to ensure comfort, safety, and confidence for all users, providing structured and organized environment for our public transportation system, promoting greater efficiency and reliability is about to be flagged off today. So let me say that the project aligns with broader vision for Abuja and Nigeria as a whole, that not just within the country, but in the entire global community, that these kind of projects are being found. A well-organized public transportation system is the backbone of any thriving metropolis. With this terminal, we are laying solid foundation for sustainable urban development. One was flagged off yesterday by Mr. Speaker, and we're about to flag off another construction today. And I'm very delighted that most of my colleagues are here with me to witness this. And knowing you, not just because you said the money is available, I know your capacity to supervise. The contractors had better be ready, because even by 1 a.m. you'll be here to see what they are doing. And so they will deliver within the 15 months or even less to the glory of God. So the current Minister of FCT, I must say you made remarkable strides within a period of just 1 year in transforming the capital city into a modern metropolis with efficient infrastructure. Please keep up the good work. Recently, I and the President were involved in about 9 commissionings, which has already been mentioned here. Major infrastructure that were started 30, 40 years ago, but they couldn't finish, because there are people who start projects, there are those who finish. You are a finisher. And so you were able to finish those projects that were started and abandoned. And then we came and we completed them and commissioned them for you and for Nigerians. The improvements aim to attract both investors and tourists, making Abuja a prime destination for business, public service, and leisure. Yes, that reminds me of the leisure park that I went to near to Sunrise Estate. that I went with you. I think a lot of people are not even aware of that. But children are on a daily basis praising you for that leisure park. So congratulations, Mr. Project. So sorry, Mr. Antibiotics. So your commitment to these projects has earned commendations from supporters and critics alike, highlighting the positive impact of initiatives on the city's growth and modernization. In fact, even in the mosque on Friday, I heard the imams were talking about you and praying for you. And some were saying, yes, if others had come from other places and could not do, then let's be focusing on where you come from so that we can always bring ministers that work for the benefit of all. So everybody is happy with the president and what is happening in the FCT. So let me extend my heartfelt appreciation to all of you who worked with the minister to bring Abuja back to the regional master plan conceived by our founding fathers. Let it be known to you that your dedication and hard work are instrumental in driving our nation forward, which of course brings hope to the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. I want to also acknowledge the support and cooperation of the National Assembly. We are determined to support you and support Mr. President to deliver the goods to all Nigerians. So that when we are through, they will say, yes, there was an administration and there was a parliament and they worked harmoniously together and changed Nigeria for the better. I think that's our dream and that's our mantra. On this we stand. We'll continue to support you so that you can restore Abuja to what was originally conceived by our founding fathers. So the Kubwa bus terminal remains a major testament that FCT will soon be better than many capital cities in the African continent. I ask the continued collaboration, total collaboration of the stakeholders and residents to ensure that these facilities are protected from theft and destruction. Sometimes it saddens me when rail lines, people go and take the rail lines to go and vandalize it and use it to go and melt the metal for other things. That should not be in a community where people know that government project is their own. So the residents of Abuja and visitors alike must know that these facilities are for them. They must own these facilities and protect these facilities. And if you see something, say something, so that it will be necessary for others for this to be bequeathed to future generations, as stated in our national anthem. Though it's our collective responsibility to protect these facilities because they belong to us, and the money being spent is your money. So let me use this opportunity to appeal to the contractor to ensure that this project is completed on time, because this government has a time frame. We will not be a government that will have 60 billion budgeted for a project, and then we'll put 500 million in a year, or 1 billion. That means we are signaling that we'll complete the project in 60 years. So all that has gone. The National Assembly has changed. We want to do targeted budgeting and then have a time frame that when we say we are constructing a project for 100 billion, we should be able to say, okay, it will finish in 4 years. The first year should be 25 billion, and then thereafter we add a milestone and complete it within the first 4 years of the administration. Never again shall we have a project of 100 billion and then we put 250 million this year, knowing very well that that is for clearing of site, and before you come back next year, the grass has grown again. So in conclusion, I want to reiterate this present administration's unwavering dedication and commitment to the development of not just Abuja, to the development of this country. And to say, yes, indeed, the Kubwa bus terminal represents a major significant step in this direction. So on that note, and with the confidence that we have in you and your team, it is now my privilege as President of the Nigerian Senate, Chairman of the National Assembly, to move forward to flag off the Kubwa bus terminal construction to the glory of God and for use by humanity. I thank you for listening to me.